Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Monday, the 14th of August. Well, a quick recap on Saturday. Well, disappointing, small returns, very small returns. I thought we were unlucky with a couple of horses. We had the 14 or 16 to 1 second. It looked like winning. It couldn't get a run. I thought, here we go again. And then all of a sudden it got a run. I think it was called, was it El Drama? We had a lot of disappointing horses. The football bet, don't even talk about the football bet. The football bet was a non-event for the best part of the day, of the 90 minutes. And then all of a sudden, in the last 10 minutes, all we needed was one goal. And it didn't happen, unfortunately. That would have been for 40 odd quid return paid for the day. But it didn't happen. So we move forwards. So generally, I want to be giving £5 stake per day, depending on depending whether I can pick 4 selections. If not, it'll be a blank day. So this is Monday's horse racing tips. So let me get into it. I'm actually going to have a 20 pence each way Yankee that comes to £4.40 and a 30 pence each way accumulator. I've gone for a 20 pence each way Yankee just so it's a bigger unit stake. I'm not particularly bothered about the each way singles. So let me get into it. So the first excuse me, I was choking just before this video. So the first selection is the Pug at 7 to 1 in the 225 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. I'll be honest, I was tempted by the horse that is currently the favourite, the Simon Crisford horse. I expected it to be about 3 or 4 to 1. It's 6 to 4. So I've gone to oppose it, and I like the look of this horse, the Pug. So I'm expecting it to lead. And I think if it gets an easy lead, it could be very hard to peg back. It ran atrociously at Leicester on heavy ground. And at heavy ground at Leicester, I don't know if you've noticed, but the winning distances or the distances from first to last, there's miles in between them. Well, this horse was hanging and also ran very keen in that particular race. There's no wonder it didn't pretty much finish the race. If that was all, if that was the reason why it ran so badly, well, I'm more than happy with that because it would have had a hard workout. If you go back on its last 5 runs, it's actually handled the all-weather pretty decent and actually ran some decent races, including winning a race. I believe it's PJ McDonald on board. So if it gets a relatively easy lead or even just pressed slightly, I do fancy the chances of this horse coming placed unless there is something more to the bad run on its last run. So that's the first selection. The second selection is Cappuccino. At 6 to 1, it's currently 13 to 2 now. In the 10 past 4 at Wolverhampton, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is the first run for Alice Haynes. It's come from Joseph O'Brien. Well, if you look at its form, I think its last 4 or 5 starts have been all on good ground. And then it said in Africa then. All been on good ground in Ireland. Well, if you go back to its previous 4 runs or 5 runs, it was Dundalk on the all-weather. And it showed massive improvement on the all-weather. And then the minute it was raced on good ground or turf, it then didn't do a great deal. Well, its handicap markers come down a bit. And I think if this takes to Wolverhampton, it's got a cracking chance in what is another poor race. So at 6 to 1, I think, as long as there's been no travel problems, like I say acclimatisation, it's only come from Ireland. But you know what, sometimes they can be a bit funny. But she has had a horse that I've backed and it's won before that's come from Ireland. I think it was on its second reappearance. But I do like the look of this horse. And like I say, it is a poor race. The third selection is Drama. It's 11 to 4 in the 5:30 at Windsor. This horse was denied a clear run last time, and I expected to go very close. There is a fancied horse with a penalty, so I think this could really trouble the favourite. And finally, Go Your Own Way at 14 to 1 in the 6:30 at Windsor. Should the rain avoid Windsor or it not rain as much as what they're going to say? Basically, they're saying it's going to be occasional, quite heavy showers. And I mean quite occasional, as in like rare. So this horse is by Havana Grey. And as I've been saying for ages now, Havana Greys need quick ground. I haven't had a bet today, but I looked at one of the horses today and it was backed in. I think it was called Topo Chica. Well, that was Havana Grey. And the last time, its last 2 runs were soft and good ground when it encountered the turf. The rest of its runs were on the all weather, and it switched trainer. And I looked at it, and it wouldn't come to me. It was backed in from something like 7s into 7-2. Bear in mind, I'm talking about a different horse now. So go your own way. Needs quick ground. So on its first few races, it was a bit disappointing. Wasn't shocking, but not great. But then it was gelded, and it ran its best race. Got a racing post marker of 51. That was on good to firm ground. And then it was stepped up in trip on soft ground. Well, as I said, Havana Greys do not want soft ground. It's run 2 average races on soft ground. It now encounters quick ground again. And I don't know if it's going to be a benefit or not, but it's got first-time blinkers. So I think it could be quite difficult to peg this horse back because it does tend to race prominently. So if it races prominently, it's got blinkers on, it's got its favoured fast ground. You could see this like getting away from the field, but then again, it might come last. And I think they've got the price wrong. Right? I don't think it should be 14-1. However, in the racing post, which is not normally too far away, it's 25-1. So if you can get bigger than that, that's up to you. But if you put this bet on after 9 o'clock with Sky Bet, you will get the best odds guaranteed anyway. So I'll leave it with you. So those are the selections for Monday. I'll let you know there should be a video roughly between 8 and 9 on Monday evening whether there's going to be any selections for Tuesday. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.